Hello and welcome to our 7th episode of Shrouded in Darkness. This is your true crime-obsessed host, Marlena, and I am ready to dive into another case. But first, let's remember, all the stories I share contain material that I have personally researched. Some episodes may contain disturbing material. Along with what I have researched, I'll also share my own thoughts on the case. At no point do we wish to offend or upset anyone. As Shrouded in Darkness, we're here to educate, discuss, and bring fresh light to cases. And in this case, we'll be hearing a lot of names, so forgive me if I mispronounce anything. Today, we are diving into the case of the Grim Sleeper. Let me warn you though, this one is long and gruesome. Lots of trigger warnings. Not only is there murder, but there's also rape. Let's begin. Lonnie David Franklin Jr. was born August 30th, 1952. He grew up in South Central Los Angeles, married in '86, and had 2 children, a son and a daughter. His wife Sylvia worked at a legal office and was a devout Christian. Lonnie is described as friendly and quiet, often seen in his front yard working on vehicles. He joined the U.S. Army, and this is, as far as we know, where his life of crime began. In West Germany in 1974, along with 2 other servicemen, Lonnie offered a 17-year-old girl a ride home. Instead of taking her home, though, they threatened her with a knife, drove her to a field, and raped her repeatedly. Let me tell you, though, this girl was smart. She acted interested in Lonnie to get his phone number before they let her go. And this was how the police identified him as a suspect. He was convicted of gang rape, and the following year, after serving his time in prison, he was dishonorably discharged from the Army. We move along to the mid-1980s, and a serial killer is on the loose in Los Angeles. Women of color are being targeted, often those that are known as drug users or sex workers. Between 1983 and '86, more than 15 murders have been tied to the same serial killer. Unfortunately, though, this speculation changes. It's really kind of a mess. I would say at least 5 different killers are discovered amongst these more than 15 murders. And that includes the person from episode 4, Daniel Lee Seibert. He was involved in some of those. So eventually, police do find a common denominator in 7 of those cases. It's a .25 caliber firearm. Not only is this the type of gun linked to 7 murders, but all of the victims were shot in the chest and at close range. So the MO matches. I believe it's in 1988 when we find that we have a sole survivor, Anitra Washington. She describes her attacker as being a black man in his early 30s. Neat, tidy, kind of geeky. Wearing a black polo shirt tucked into his khaki trousers. She also describes his vehicle, an orange Pinto. Despite all this information, though, police aren't able to locate the suspect. Little is known after this until 2003. This is when Lonnie is convicted of a felony for receiving stolen property. He serves 3 years of supervised probation. Now, this could have gone very differently. As in most cases, DNA evidence had been collected from those previous crimes. But it isn't until 2004 that voters passed Proposition 69, which requires DNA collection of any felon, meaning Lonnie didn't have to provide a DNA sample when he was arrested for the stolen property because it was only 2003. So his connection is missed by a fraction. Now we move on to 2007, and we're back to that DNA. A single DNA analysis is linked to 11 unsolved murders in Los Angeles, the first happening in 1985. Around this same time, a 911 call from the 80s is released. In the call, a witness reports seeing someone dumping a body. He is able to describe the suspect as well as the license plate number on the person's vehicle. Unfortunately, it seems that plate number could only be connected to a closed-down church, which is super weird. In 2008, Lonnie's son, Christopher, is convicted of a felony weapons charge. And because of Proposition 69 from 2004, his DNA is collected. This leads police to Lonnie because of familial DNA. For those unfamiliar with the way DNA works, Lonnie and his son have shared genetic markers because of their father-son relationship. So when Christopher's DNA is collected, it flags as a partial match to the crime scene database for those previous murders. Christopher is Lonnie's only son, so there aren't many people that could be tied to that familial match. Bearing this in mind, an undercover officer pretends to be a waiter at a restaurant that Lonnie frequents. This is where Lonnie's DNA is officially collected, and it's from a discarded piece of pizza. This definitively ties Lonnie to those homicides. On July 7th, 2010, police are able to arrest Lonnie Franklin. He is charged with 10 counts of murder, 1 count of attempted murder, and special circumstance allegation of multiple murders. From what I understand, this last part shows the severity of Lonnie's crimes. Severe crime receives severe punishment. On December 16th of that same year, so 2010, the LAPD releases 180 photos of women. All of these were found in Lonnie's garage. Unsure of who the women were, if they were even victims. In total, though, police find somewhere around 1,000 photos, several hundred hours of video. The photos date back 30 or so years and are mostly of black women, teenagers to middle-aged and older. The trial finally opens on February 16th, 2016, with deliberation happening in May. On May 5th, Franklin is convicted, and on August 10th, he is sentenced to death. He never makes it to the death sentence, though. On March 28th, 2020, at the age of 67, Lonnie is found unresponsive in his cell with no signs of trauma. He dies soon after, and no cause of death is known. I've tried finding anything, and there's no information out there that I have found. Based on multiple articles, I have 17 victim names that were directly linked to Lonnie. Sharon Alicia Dismuke, 21. Discovered January 15, 1984, South Park, Los Angeles. Deborah Ronette Jackson, a 29-year-old cocktail waitress. Discovered August 10, 1985, in Vermont Slauson, Los Angeles. Henrietta Wright, 35-year-old cafeteria worker and mother of 5. Discovered August 12, 1986, Hyde Park, Los Angeles. Thomas Sylvester Steele, 36. Discovered August 14, 1986, in Harvard Park, Los Angeles. Barbara Bethune Ware, 23-year-old school monitor, discovered January 10, 87, in Central Alameda, Los Angeles. Bernita Rochelle Sparks, 26, Discovered April 15th, 1987. Gramercy Park, Los Angeles. Mary Catherine Lowe, 26. Discovered October 31st, 1987. Gramercy Park, Los Angeles again. Lashrika Denise Jefferson, 22. Discovered January 30th, 1988. Westmont, Los Angeles. Inez Elizabeth Warren, 28. Discovered unconscious August 15th, 1988, and later died at the hospital. Gramercy Park, Los Angeles. Monique Alicia Alexander, 18. Discovered September 11th, 1988, Vermont Square, Los Angeles. Anitra Margette Washington, 30-year-old mother of 2. Shot and sexually assaulted on November 20th, 1988 in Gramercy Park. She is the only survivor that we know of. Georgia Mae Thomas, 43. Discovered December 28th, 2000, South Park, Los Angeles. Princess Cheyenne Bartholomew, 15. Discovered March 19th, 2002, Inglewood, California. Valerie Louise McCorvey, 35-year-old mother of 2, discovered July 11, 2003, Westmont, Los Angeles. Ayala Marshall, 18, missing February 1st, 2005, but never found. Her school ID card was found in Lonnie's garage. Rolenia Adele Morris, 31, missing September 10th, 2005, but never found. Her driver's license and 2 explicit photos were found in Lonnie's garage. Genesia Lavette Peters, 25. Discovered January 1st, 2007. Gramercy Park, Los Angeles. I do have a few other names. 5, actually. These are potential Grim Sleeper victims, but were never definitively linked. The first 4 were all last seen in Los Angeles. Catherine Davis, 32. Missing June 9th, 1982. Rosalind Giles, 26. Missing January 10th, 1991. Lisa Renee Knox, 28. Missing May 11th, 1993. Anita Yolanda Parker, 37. Missing November 17th, 1998. Lastly, we have Edwinta Hereford, 19. Discovered May 16th, 2010 in Paramount, California. One monster, just so many names. It's repulsive. Interestingly, though, Lonnie Franklin doesn't fit your typical serial killer profile. Not only did neighbors describe him as friendly and quiet, he was black and didn't start killing until his early 30s. The earlier murders were known as strawberry murders because the term strawberry refers to a woman who exchanges sex for drugs. So you may see or hear that term in articles of that time. The nickname Grim Sleeper was given to Lonnie by LA Weekly because of the supposed period of inactivity between 1988 and 2000. In some of these cases, LA Weekly was the first to inform families of their daughter's fate. So instead of it coming from a detective or a hospital, the families heard it on the news along with the public, which is so unfair to those poor families. That wraps up this case of pure evil. I'm glad we have some of the victims' names. My heart goes out to all those families. If you'd like to learn more about this case, there are several shows that feature the Grim Sleeper, such as Investigation Discovers The Face of Evil and A&E's I Survived a Serial Killer. You can also check out the sources I used for my research, like Wikipedia, the Rolling Stone, and People.com. As always, if you have any details worth sharing, please reach out. Help us shine a light on this case and those victims. Thank you for tuning in, and connect with us on social media at Shrouded in Darkness. Don't forget to share your feedback, give us your show ideas, and ask your questions. Catch our next show, where I offer you a little bit of a break and a fun little bonus episode. We'll see you next time, ghouls.